Hello, this is Ludwig from Phasio and welcome to the introduction to the process pricing editor on the Phasio platform. Under manufacturing, you find processes, and currently there's no process defined. Let's create a new one. You can select one of the manufacturing technology types. I'm going to choose custom and give this a name, then create the process. And the first thing that you'll see is you'll be in the overview tab and you see the equations down here. Currently, there is no equation defined, but let's go ahead and just create a new one. And you might have seen in the previous video that within Phasio, you have access to specification, and specification gives you access to all sorts of part information. And the way that you would extract this to make actually be useful in the equation to calculate a price is you use from the example up here, this destructuring. And you extract material information. Currently, there are no materials defined, hence it's unknown. And anything else that you need in here, for example, the convex hull volume or the minimum bounding box, you can just extract it like this from the specification. Another one that's important would, for example, be the quantity, of course, for pricing, right? And you extract that from the requisition. Now, using a mini-mill example for a possible price, let's continue with the example up here and make this calculated unit price. So we calculate unit prices here, volume divided by 1000 to get to cubic centimeters, because all of these information like width, height, length, that is all exported in millimeters, even if a part is uploaded in inches or whatnot. Now you see already there's an error here, and this is red underlined. And the error is that the volume price does not exist. And you see already that hovering on these different names, for example, is always useful because you get a bit of context. Now, we did not yet create a material, nor have we defined any variable. So let's just do that real quick. I'll copy this into my clipboard. I hit cancel here and just go into the material section in order to create that material variable. And those would be things like density or even volume price. And I'll just hit add to the volume price. And then I'll also add an example material, and I give this volume price the number 0.45. I'll just hit add here. And now this gives access to the material and also to the variable volume price. However, for your manufacturing technologies, there might be more, right? There might be infill options that you want to provide, or also precision options. And these are key value pairs. So you can enter a name. So that would be, for example, draft 0.4 millimeters or whatever you want to give this as a name, right? And then just put the number 0.4 in here, hit add. And now this will be available in the storefront as well as here in your backend as an option to choose from. And as well, also in the equation, because now if I add the equation in here, you see that volume price is still red underlined, but it's already also suggesting, did you mean this one here, volume price? Yes, of course, that's what I meant. And I put it in here, and you'll see that now, whenever someone chooses this technology and that example material, you will have the number 0.45 filled in here. So this essentially works as a placeholder. And whatever the calculated unit price is, we want to return that in the done function in order to actually produce the price. And we've just now added a precision value, right? So if we want to make use of that precision value, we just put here precision, and you can hover over precision, and it says that it has an attribute name, which was this name draft and whatnot, right? But also an attribute value. So we could, for example, add this precision value by creating a new line here, be like const. Say we do precision value, and we do precision question mark dot value. We can give this a default value as well, and our default value should be 0.4. However, this is taking the precision value from the option that was selected by the customer. And we do here, for example, now the precision value. All right. And to save these equations, the most important thing is actually to give a name, because otherwise you can't save the equation. And in the name, you can possibly put like a version and a small description in there. When you hit save, that equation is saved, But do not forget to set this equation live as well, because you can have multiple equations at the same time, but mark only one as being live. There are a lot more options that you can explore. For example, showing bulk pricing quantities in the storefront. You can make a process internal, and so that only you internally can see it. Or you can also define size limitations. From a certain size of parts that are uploaded, then they will not be purchasable anymore. And last, you can also associate post-processing options with this technology, with this manufacturing process, to make those available in the storefront. So as a little summary, within your processes here, you can actually define how to interact with, for example, your FDM, your CNC, your molding process, right? So when someone uploads a part, what options are available? What can they choose from? What can your internal team choose from? Which materials are available? And ultimately, what is the price? Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, then feel free to reach out to us.